Hello everyone on YouTube, Shadow1 here. This is my semi-review of Axonn and Brutaka. And another thing, Botar. It came to my senses after buying Vezon and Kardas, the set from Bricklink, that I can finally build one of my favorite combiners, Botar, from Axonn and Brutaka. And I only built Botar once back in it's been a decade now, back when 2006 came along. Never built him ever again because I used his pieces obviously, and I can never build him again because I lost several pieces from both original sets because I gave them to friends and other things. But now I've been thinking, why not go back and build Botar, especially because I'm working on a Botar film. Before then, let's do a little bit of a review on Axonn and Brutaka themselves. So we'll take Brutaka first. Everyone knows Brutaka. I mean, he's probably one of the most solid Bionicle sets ever made from 2006. 2006 and 2007 both had the best tie-ins, but 2006 had just a little bit more interesting because we got Brutaka and Axonn, two Order Mata Nui members, just for story purposes, but also just look at this solid design. The feet were custom, the legs, the body was custom. We even got the back blades, which is really great. And then, of course, the Kanoi Elmak, which is one of the coolest Kanoi masks. And then the triple-bladed rotating blades, which I think is probably some of the coolest weapons ever made by Bionicle. I just think the overall color scheme and design, it's a solid build. Besides the legs, maybe, just this part is always a little bit annoying. It's never bothered me because this design is just so perfect. Vezon Fenrakk used to be my favorite Bionicle of 2006, but now looking back, Brutaka is definitely one of my favorites, and probably is my favorite Bionicle set of 2006. He's just an all-around great set, and looking back, he was only 20 bucks. Adjusted for inflation, 20 bucks back in 2006. Now, he'd probably be worth like $50. Or from what eBay and other sites have listed him as, like $200. Sorry people, I know you're trying to make a profit. This is not worth that much money. You should really be selling it just a little bit extra, but not too much. This was only a $20 set back in the day, and it's just incredible. Let's put him back over here. And then we have Axonn, the shortest Titan probably ever made, but honestly, who cares? Axonn is just awesome. I mean, who doesn't love this guy? He's a solid build, he's huge, he's gigantic hands, and posable fingers. Probably, I think, one of the first Bionicle sets with the posable fingers. Next to, I think Sidorak was also one of the first Titans with opposable fingers, even though I'm pretty sure those fingers were just a part of his weapon. But Axonn's probably the first one with real hands and fingers. He has the giant feet design, and then the small, short arms and legs. Simple design. It's simple, but it's interesting. I always like the use of the Tahu Nuva armor and chest plate, and then the classic Mask of Truth, and obviously the best weapon of all, the giant freaking axe that still has no name officially. We all Bionicle fans just call it Giant Axe. I call it like the proto-steel badass weapon of badassery, but no, I don't actually call it that. But it's just, he just makes this so awesome. Pretty much the lumberjack of Bionicle. Probably one of the best buys I've ever done in such recent years, because I get these two guys once again, and it's just awesome. So that really ends my little review of Axonn and Brutaka. We're now going to get to the part where I take them apart and build up Botar. And unfortunately, I don't actually have Botar instructions. I don't think the instructions came with either of the sets, so you have to only find them online, so I had to go search them up. So, let's go from Axonn and Brutaka to Botar. Alright, here we have Axonn as pieces and Brutaka standing menacingly over him after it looks like he just fried his former best friend. And it's really, you can just tell how consistent of his color scheme he has. When we look at it, you can see the red, silver, and black and gray. It's really a really perfect color scheme. And now, unfortunately, we get to the part that I wasn't looking forward to. Taking apart Brutaka, my favorite set. Even though I absolutely know I can rebuild Brutaka immediately after I do Botar, it still pains me because I love this set so much, and it's just so perfect looking. I just love having it in my room to stare at, and hell, even every once in a while play with. And it's just really painful to be taking him apart. But some sacrifices must be made to make another epic combiner. So without further ado, let's take Brutaka apart right now. Alright, now that everything is taken apart, Axonn and Brutaka, we can now move on to the moment you've all been waiting for this video. Botar. And I have to make him on my iPad because I don't actually have the physical instructions. At least I don't think I do. Pretty awesome. Thank you, Internet, for giving me Botar instructions, because then I won't be able to make my movie. Speaking of which, the reason I'm doing all of this, taking apart these two great sets, is to make Botar for a upcoming fan film that I'm working on called The Will of Mata Nui. If you guys saw the teaser trailer for it, it's on my channel. And it's going to be a film that's going to be detailing a little bit of a past encounter with Botar and a pit prisoner who will become a major player in one of my other future films. And it's going to be really expand on his character, because there's not much of Botar in the official storyline. So I thought I'd make a film that would expand upon it and not change too much or anything. I mean, I want to stick with as much as what Greg Farstay created with him since we first introduced to him in City of the Lost, when he took the Baraki away to the pit after meeting Pterodax. And if Botar can make Pterodax crap his armor, I guess, or, I mean, Makuta can't crap, I guess they, you know, excrete green liquid, because they are... See, it's hard to talk to you guys about Bionicle lore. It's like Lord of the Rings fans, and then there's Bionicle fans. Like, there's such a mythology to both stories. Without further ado, guys, let's just get on to building Botar, our combiner set. And I'll be showing you guys build little bits and pieces as we make him, from like the legs to the arms, etc., etc., and then finally the completed product, which will probably be so tall that it probably will have to move the camera up to get him. All right, let's get on to the build, guys. See you in a bit. Boom. Thus, Botar. Awesome. He's huge. Let's just look at him when he's compared to, like, say, the size of Vezon. I'd almost want to say he's bigger than Kardas. He's pretty damn tall. It surprises me how these combiners can always be really, really big compared to sets like Vezon. Alright, so let's go over the set itself. For one, it's got a really consistent color scheme. A lot of times he's mentioned in the story as golden skinned being or just a golden armored being. Well, that definitely stays true. He does have a lot of gold pieces in him. A lot of blue, a lot of silver, well, maybe a little bit of red, and a little gray. Otherwise, he's a very consistent color scheme. And he's just armored to the core. I mean, that's another thing that's definitely true. He is definitely armored. He's thick. His body... It's just, his arms are hugely beefy, his legs are also very beefy, and his toes are huge. And then even on his back's also pretty well done. I mean, pretty impressed by how they did that. So his arms aren't just all scrunchily and stuff like that. That's awesome. I think one of the coolest things about Botar is probably his face. And the fact that he, honestly, every time I look at this character, he looks like a gremlin. Like a gigantic, massive gremlin. Especially with these kind of blades that look like ears. I mean, he looks like the demonic gremlin from hell. I mean, look at that. That's just badass. I mean, no wonder Botar and other characters in the Bionicle storyline have been terrified of this guy. Pterodax himself would be crapping his pants. I mean, building him for myself after all these years. This is the first time I built Botar in probably 10 years. I think I only built him once as a kid. Building him now, it's awesome. And, God, it's just so... Oh, the axe fell apart mainly because these pieces... It's not the set, it's not the problem of the set itself, just the pieces themselves are very loose. Just falls apart really easily. Yeah, that should not happen. That's fine, though. The fact that they gave him a handheld weapon as an axe, kind of double-bladed axe side, is pretty awesome. It's pretty interesting. And he also has the Brutaka blades as wrist blades, kind of very Predator-like, gives him that really cool motion. And just the sheer size, I mean, look at that. That is freaking awesome. You could just put him in so many different poses that look terrifying. Let's see if we can get even a bit closer with his gigantic toothed maw. He looks a lot like Ultimate Duma in 2005, which I'm pretty sure is the inspiration for this. Except this time, this set actually appears in the story. This is how Botar actually appears. Before he was unceremoniously killed off by Icarax in the serials, off screen too, which is really disappointing for such a great character. This isn't just a combiner that was just made just to, you know, to combine. You know, it's actually a combiner with story relevance, just like Vezon and Kardas has story relevance. And it's nostalgia. It really is just really nostalgic looking at this guy through the camera lens. Wow. That's just crazy good, guys. But besides the composability, the color scheme and everything, I think this is just a nostalgia trip. I mean, that is just sweet. And he has all this movability. He can do this, he can move his arms up and down, like almost all the way up like that. Move him all the way up like this. I mean, he seriously has a ton of movability. He can do great movement, and it really looks good. I mean, look at that. That is terrifying. He looks like a T-Rex roaring. And this is a character that I hope to expand upon in upcoming fan films. Didn't just get Vezon and Kardas for just the set itself. I got to get my 3 favorite sets and this combiner as well, so I can make films about them. I've written tons of scripts about Axonn and Brutaka, or technically just one script that is fully completed, but I have tons of ideas for Axonn and Brutaka, and then I have tons of ideas with Botar that I want to expand. There's so many great things that I can do with this character, and I'm really excited to try them out. But first, Botar has to appear and will Mata Nui. So he's going to stay like this for a little while before I take him apart and rebuild Axonn and Brutaka again. But in the meantime, Botar, you're staying with me for quite some time. Alright everybody, this is the Shadow1 signing off with my review of Bionicle Botar, the combiner of Brutaka and Axonn. I'll be seeing you guys later with more videos in the future. Have a happy January, and I'll be seeing you guys later with more videos. Thanks for watching.